I have a blog today, and this one is called Hazel Eyes Turning Green. Ever since I was a child, I have always had hazel eyes. They had a greenish blue tone with gold flecks in them. If I wore green, they appeared more green. If I wore blue, they appeared more blue. And if I wore golden or autumn colors, the gold flecks stood out more. Even my birth certificate says eyes, hazel. So does my driver's license. But since I did my food sensitivity test in December and got the results on January 6th, and I started this diet where I took out all the things that my body was not handling, something odd is happening. My eyes have lost their gold flecks and have become green, really green. It is odd to look in the mirror and see different eyes. I remember a friend of mine that decided to go to Hawaii for 2 months and do a juice fast while she was there. When she returned, her brown eyes had turned blue. It was shocking to see. From that point on, I wondered if there are some people that can have their eye color alter when toxins are filtered out of their body. In the Chinese medicine systems, looking at the eyes and the tongue are important to diagnose illness. I also wondered if eye color could change with the aging process. My mother has brown eyes, but she is now 87 years old, and she seems to have a blue ring around the outside of her eyes. While it is not all the way around, you can see it in the lower parts of her pupils. When I was in my 20s and I did a Vega machine that tested your acupuncture points on your hands and feet and put substances on a plate to determine if you were allergic to certain foods, ironically, the current test mimics the old test quite a bit, especially the high allergy items such as dairy, eggs, and gluten. Even in my 20s, I recognized that my terrible ear infections, constant sinusitis, and bronchitis throughout my childhood were where they gave me enormous doses of antibiotics might have been handled differently if I had known about the 3 allergens above. In my 20s, I had become a vegan for 3 years and was vegetarian for 10 years. Then one day I wanted a steak, and it seemed that my body had recovered from the intense stress of ballet, and I had shifted into massage therapy and then being a professional psychic. Slowly, I kept adding in those foods that my body did not like until this recent realization that I needed once again a food sensitivity test. As taking those foods out has again become the new healthier habit, I have noticed the eye color change. Perhaps I did not notice the shift when I was younger. It might have happened there too. I may never know, but it is interesting now. A friend of mine pointed it out because she was making suggestions on makeup for my eyes, and she has light green eyes. Mine now appear a darker green, and I did not realize it until she said something, because she said, "You have green eyes, and to accent them, you need the burnt orange or the purple eyeshadows to highlight them." Stunned, I looked in her mirror, and they did appear green. I'm still getting used to that thought. I do believe that the diet has something to do with it. Perhaps I am letting go of toxins in my body, and that is allowing some healing and shifts that go deeper than I know. What is clear is that I feel better on this strict diet. While it is hard, and I mean really hard, I am not coughing anymore, my breathing is better, and I am feeling less tired. Whatever my body was struggling with seems to have lessened. The diet is giving my body a chance to find a new equilibrium. It does make me smile, because my whole life my mother has told me how much I look like my 2 Irish grandmothers on both sides of my family. They were both almost 6 feet tall. I am 5 foot 10 inches with auburn hair and green eyes. Perhaps my Irish side is coming out more than I realize, and more as I age. Well, my hair is getting some gray in it. My whole life, when I got into the sun, people would remark in a surprised way how auburn my hair was. As a dancer, I had it up, and so it seemed mostly a lighter brown. But there was this reddish undertone from my great-grandmother that showed up in the sunlight, and now my eyes have decided to reflect my ancestry at a new level. I just thought I would share because it was interestingly weird. I am curious if others have had similar experiences from health shifts or dietary changes. Anyway, thanks for listening.